I put on the schedule that today we were going to talk about the new changes to the Market Leader MyMarketing platform. I don't know if that came through in the email that everybody gets each day, but they upgrade their system regularly or irregularly, and oftentimes when they make changes there are glitches at first until they work them out. And so I happen to know, because I'm in contact with other people like me, that are there's lots of glitches. But what I wanted to do is to cover what's going on and show you what the new system looks like and go through that a little bit just so you're familiar with it. I'm probably going to do something again in a couple of weeks at a farming meeting, because I assume by then there's going to be other changes. So looking at the Edge control panel, if we go to My Marketing and we click on that and we go to, let's start with Create Marketing Materials, and what you'll notice is that it looks different from the way it looked before.
There's a real bad glare over there, so I think I might move here. Okay.
It's that thing over there.
Well, yeah,
It is.
All right.
It was getting to me the last week. So
All right.
this one on this side.
Well done, all the way.
All the way.
Why not all the way up? Because if there's one sliver, people will say, that's in my eyes. I can't see. All right. So the first part is that it looks different. And what might have happened, depending upon your saved material, some of your saved material may be accessible and some of it may not be. Right? And even if it isn't, it might be later. But what I wanted to do is just look at what the different segments are. And so this is redesigned. They have market listings.
And this is under creating marketing materials?
I went to, let me go back. I went to My Marketing, there's a little plus sign, and I went to Create Marketing Materials. All right. So notice it has market listings, email marketing, and postcards. It's right now difficult to switch back and forth. Under the old system, if you created a postcard campaign, you could switch easily to email. If you created an email one, you could switch to postcard. Not that way right now. Again, there may be more changes. You can notice there's a search box. So if you had something specific, you could search for it that you were looking for. If you click on the design library, that's where we're going to start. There's my saved designs and campaigns. Notice you can access campaigns up here. You can access campaigns down here. I'm going to just click on my saved designs and just click search. I don't know what that's going to do. And so notice some of them say no longer accessible. Some of them are accessible. Some of them aren't. Oops. Well.
No, it's a oops, but yeah, it's like, oh, that sucks. If you
Right.
really were putting a lot of work into them.
Well, a lot of them are. I've heard this comment before. So yes.
So all the ones that I created, not just took from the other one, are still there.
All of you.
The ones that, like the staging one we did for our last mailer, that was a transport.
Right.
That says it's no longer available. But all the ones like this month in real estate.
Right. So you can look at it and see what's there and what's not there. I don't think personally, it's easy to create flyers and things like that. We're going to look at that.
Can you? It looks like the link is still available in that West Cliff Drive.
Well, it doesn't. Nothing happens. I know it looks like it, but I've tried this before. People have tried this thinking that it's there. Now, it may be that when Market Leader redoes what they're doing, these are going to come back, because other people have complained about this. All right.
You could at least said, hey, back these up or download them.
Right. Well, they claim, yes, this is all being discussed right now.
Yeah.
People are opinionated and emotional about this. All right.
Mine says oops.
Oops. I don't know.
SOL, right?
I don't know what that means. I mean, I know what it means. You don't have to explain it, but I don't know why you're getting oops or
Because
what.
I have nothing designed.
Well, then that's your
But I can go to
Well, that-
design library and I
Right.
see all the stuff.
right. Well, so I'm starting with the first issue that some people might have, which is some of the things that you've created in the past may not be there, and some of them are. Right now, the reason that I pulled up the MLS, I just wanted to look, because what some people have asked me, and I thought everybody knew this, but maybe not. What some people have asked me is, well, we're doing an open house, and we want to we made a flyer before, and the flyer's gone. Oh my gosh, what are we going to do? And this is a little bit different because the way the list pulls up. But what I'm done is I'm in the MLS, and I'm typing in listing office broker code KWSV, and there's 21 active listings at KWSV. And so we're going to pick one, a beautiful listing, let's say, this one on Regina, and let's say you were going to, is it Regina or anyhow, let's say you were going to do this listing. You would copy the MLS number. Now you'll see why when we go back here and we just go to marketing, let's say, and let's say we're going to do marketing listings and we're going to make a flyer. Now these are notice the flyers that have already been done are here, 6 results. I'm in my saved, why am I here? So, here, these are, it's coming back to me. So here are the current crop of flyers. And let's just say that this is the one you liked. Notice it says here, choose an MLS number. Now, if we paste it in, like I copied it, notice they're all there, but one of the other things, which we can just select, but one of the idiosyncrasies is that all of our MLS numbers right now begin with the number 8. They all begin with the number 8. And if you click on 8, what it does is it shows you all the 8s. It doesn't look like that's all of our listings. But anyhow, if you have your MLS number, you paste it in, it finds the listing, and then you click on personalize.
So you don't have to put ML in.
No, that the ML in front of the MLS number is for which program?
Oh, zip forms.
Zip forms, in order to do MLS Connect, right? So now that we've done that, so it is more helpful for you to know, and this may be a glitch that they're going to work out so that it'll have a drop-down list of all the office listings, but you may find if you're going to do a property flyer or a just listed card, you may find that it would be better for you to know the MLS number. Right, it isn't right now working as well as it used to, where the drop-down list just appeared and you could pick it. Right, if you type in 8, maybe we have some. Are there any of our office listings? Let me just go back here.
Are you recording this, Mike?
Yes.
We'll do one line.
All right. So notice they are all 8 ones, but they didn't. They're obviously not all showing up. So until they work that out better, my suggestion is the MLS number if you're making a flyer, right? Because it may not. You might want to know the MLS number. All right.
What is the QR code there for?
This is something that Jennifer put in, which I wouldn't. This is a QR code for the mobile app.
Okay, got it.
And the reason that it's showing up is because she put that in the place that says agent logo, right? And so that it's putting it in there. The problem with that is it doesn't explain what it is, right? And I would do other things, but for example, we could add, since you guys seem interested, we could add a text box, and we could drag it down here, and we could say, want to download the best mobile app in real estate. Use your QR reader and scan the QR go to the left. Right? Why not? Right? And then that would be, oops, and I didn't want to do that, but anyhow. So my purpose today wasn't to actually make flyers, but to just, I wanted you to see what the changes were in the systems. Once you're in, it looks pretty much familiar, but it made a reasonable flyer. And this is a new graphic down at the bottom. It looks a little bit different, but and you could add and stuff. It still makes a reasonable flyer, right? And so it picks the pictures. If you don't like the pictures it picks, you have to manually change them. But for an open house, my theory was they're going to see what the house looks like, right? Because they're in it. So we're not going to keep this. We're just going to exit and say, yeah, I guess. All right. So point number one was that if you're doing something that involves connecting to the MLS for just listed or making it just sold or to do a property flyer, it would be good. It would be behoove you. Does that mean you have hooves? I've always wondered what that word meant, but it would behoove you to know the MLS number before you started. All right. Now let's go back to marketing. Look at some of these choices here. Marketing Center. That's what this is called. And there's Keller Williams marketing, just listed postcards, just sold postcards, email marketing. Why don't we we're going to look at email, and there's newsletters. I'm going to click on some of the things that I think are different. So here are all of the newsletters, and what's interesting about this is that it allows you to start working on them. These are all the different ones that are coming up. I don't generally use this newsletter, but I'm just sort of showing you what's available right now. E-greetings, and these are all of the happy birthday cake, most anniversary, and that sort of thing is all right here. One of the comments that people are making about the upgrade and the whole market leader system is that there seems to be an emphasis on getting people to go to the pro version, right? And the people that I know, I'm just sharing this, that use Market Leader Pro wouldn't think of not using it. The people that are really motivated, and it basically gives you several thousand templates, right? And right now, the pricing is $99 a month. I'm working on getting something. There's a potential. There was at a time that we could do that less expensively if we had enough people, but many of the good things, the really good hot stuff, comes from the pro version. You have to realize, because people are complaining about this, you have to realize that at Keller Williams, you pay $25 a month for the eAgency website with the WoofNet IDX, the eEdge website with the Market Leader IDX. IDX solutions generally cost more than $25 a month by themselves, and you get all of the Market Leader basic stuff for that, for $25 a month. So at $99, if you price this out, Top Producer's comparable system is $150 a month. And so I'm just saying that when you reach a certain point and you're serious about using the database, Market Leader Pro is probably the way to go. In this particular page under e-greetings, notice you basically have home anniversaries and birthdays. The e-greetings under Pro include every kind of Happy New Year's, Thanksgiving, all of the seasons and all that sort of stuff. There's a much more robust collection. I'll talk about that later. Right now I just wanted to go through this. So notice I keep going back to the Design Center. There's postcards, jumbo, panoramic, and regular. Regular means that it's very small, that gets the special postcard. Let's click on jumbo. Jumbo is usually the half page. And I'm just clicking on it. You could have done this yourself, I guess, and clicked on all these, but these, notice what they've done, which I kind of like, is this is, I consider, an upgrade. Notice when I clicked on jumbo postcards, they basically have taken all the different postcards from all the different campaigns and put them all together. Now, some of you that have watched me in the past, you would see me going into one of the 8x8 seller campaigns and saying, I like this postcard, and then we would have to save it and get it out of the campaign, and then we could modify it, but they put them all together, including this month in real estate postcards, and New Year's resolutions, and winterize to avoid, do we need to worry about winterizing? But anyhow, spring is here, but you'll notice there's open house postcards. All of the postcards are all here together, and I think that that's an improvement. Notice they have, this is the Did You Know, Home is Where the Wealth Is. These are from the 8x8 seller campaign. Helpful hints, Happy Thanksgiving, all the different postcards, they're all here together.
What's the one with the black Keller Williams logo down? Yeah. Oh, it had the anniversary.
It's one of the anniversary cards.
This is so different from the rest.
Right. So this, I think, I like the fact that they've done this, because you can see all the postcards all together in one spot. If we go over here, we also could say we want to look at guides. They don't have, there's no guides. Greeting cards. Oops. How about, I'm just seeing, anyhow, let's go back to that.
What's the panorama? Yeah, what's the size of that?
No designs match your search. Now, generally, a panoramic postcard is something that you oftentimes get them through the Every Door direct mail. They're bigger than a regular 8.5 by 11 cut in half. And so there are none. So some of this, there's more to come. All right. So if you click on something and it's not there, that was something that didn't exist before. Regular, let's see if we get anything. They haven't added those. There's only one that says I've moved, and remember the difference between a regular postcard and is the size. That goes for a smaller postage.
I moved to Keller Williams.
Or it could be I think it's something that usually you give these as a closing gift to people, so they can. In fact, what the way the best practice for this is you say to somebody, give me your addresses and I'll mail everybody for you a postcard that says you've moved. Isn't that nice? Right? And so some people will say, oh, that sounds, what a nice guy you are, and they'll give you a list and you can send it to everybody saying that so and so has just moved.
At the same time, they become your neighbor, your possible.
Possibly.
But also, is that what you know?
This is a postcard.
Postcard.
Postcard. All right. So what else do we want to do? Market listings. If we click on email, so what they show you, which I kind of like, is the header and the footer all together. So, for example, if this isn't just listed one, and what I'm going to do is type in 8, and I'm going to pick one of the ones that says 8. How about Mirabella? And I'm going to click on personalize. And a lot of this, it looks just the same as what you were. Was it something I said? Was it something? Did I say?
It asked me to go to Microsoft Silverlight.
Right, you have to install Silverlight, which you may not. I don't know if you can do that on a iPad. Maybe. So notice what happens once. No, it just may not have, the iPad system may not allow Silverlight. I don't know. You're going to have to work that out. Ask Mr. Haas. He's our Apple aficionado. All right. So anyhow, this is, you get to see I kind of like the fact that it puts the footer right there and you can see it all together, and you don't have to click on another tab. It's not a big deal. Let's go to Design Library. I know you're all, what's that? And notice it wants you to go Pro now. And it says associates using Pro close 4 times as many transactions as those who do not. Now, the question is, which came first? Right.
More transactions.
Right. The people with more transactions are more likely to go Pro, but I'm telling you that the people that I talk to that use Pro, the mega agents, wouldn't give it up. Right.
Rich and Dave both said that
Right.
they
Dave who?
Keith.
Dave Keefe.
Keith.
Right. So Rich Hebert is somebody who went Pro and wouldn't give it up because of the analytics. You can have a domain for the eEdge website, and the Market Insider and a bunch of other things are. So you can have your own domain for the eEdge website if you go Pro, which gives you some search engine optimization. So for the design library requires Pro, and that gives you the option to create your own stuff, create your own campaigns, to do a whole bunch of different stuff. So my save designs, let's just look at campaigns. Is there any questions about this? I would just recommend going there and clicking around. So we have 12 direct did you know, 12 direct did you know, email only. The first one is postcards, the second one is email. There's a team version. This month in real estate, newsletter, home ownership matters. Most of these are the same. Now they've reorganized it a little bit. So let's say we're going to do this month in real campaign. Let me look at all these. Opportunity is knocking.
So most likely the items in it have remained the same.
Yeah, there hasn't been there's been some changes in design. Let's just pick this one. Home ownership matters. We click on campaign details. It looks a little bit different than it did before, but it shows us there's a bunch of activities, and there are and so what I'm going to do is click on choose this template. And the interface looks a little bit different, but the functions are pretty much the same. So it starts up here with the name, and if you're modifying the campaign, I think it's always good for you to do something to the name so you can identify it. Because you understand you could have multiple 33 touch campaigns that are the home ownership matters to different people, where you might modify some of the pieces for a particular area. You could have a 33-touch Cambrian, a 33-touch Willow Glen, a 33-touch Evergreen, and then you could modify some of the pieces. We're not going to really do that. No email will be hurt in this. And so when we click on it, notice it has, you don't have to click on that little pencil. Notice the little pencil is gone. But let's say we wanted to Energy Star Tips, or we'll just click on that just for giggles, and it's going to take us into the editor that we know and love, and we can now edit it. All right, and I would suggest that you look at some of the pieces before you send them out, just to make sure that there isn't anything about winterizing your home or how to clean out your coal bin during the, or something. I don't know. People, I guess that's a really old.
And is this an email campaign or a post?
This one I picked was direct mail, but it'll say email only. The difference is that in the past there was a multi-channel version, and there would be some emails and some direct mails, and you could switch back and forth if you wanted to. Apparently, nobody was using that. So people were either doing emails or postcards, so they've separated the two. And notice this month in real estate, which is part of the campaign, you can't do anything yet because it hasn't come up, and I would recommend that you delete those and replace them with that other shorter postcard. All right.
But you don't actually replace it in here. You just have a...
You use the this month in real estate postcard or email and send it out that time instead of it. I'm going to, in a couple of weeks, I'm going to do how to edit both of them again. I'm going to make graphs and charts for Santa Clara County. I'm going to do the whole thing again, but why not? Why not?
Can you modify any of the text in this thing?
You can modify everything,
Okay.
right? And so the reason that right, the reason to look at it, for example, there's things like Father's Day or Mother's Day cards, and let's say you're sending it to people and they may not be a father or mother, right? But you could modify the language so that it says if you or most people have a father or mother or know a father or mother, right? And so you can modify it if you wanted to. All right. So what else do you want to know? This one is, I don't know. We're going to go back to, they were having some difficulty with the campaigns because it was sending out multiple things, and so they paused the campaigns until they worked that bug out.
All campaign?
As of early this morning, they were saying that they had paused them to fix it. All right, so we can create a new campaign, and it's going to give us pretty much the same list. The one thing I don't see here is the 12 direct newsletter. That's the short version. I don't see that one anymore, but that's under postcards or emails. And I was, it actually made more sense to edit it as an individual piece. I'll show you what I mean. Let's say we wanted to do email marketing, so I'm just going to click on email marketing. And as we scroll down, these are all the old emails. What we're going to find, I sure hope.
Yeah, 'cause we saw it before.
I was on postcards.
So you have to go pro to get that.
No, just, here we go. So here they are this month in real estate. April, I don't know why it's still there. August is preview only. So they actually give you one that you could edit if you wanted to right now. But this isn't part, I don't see this as part of a campaign anymore. But what we would do is just in August you'd launch it. The only difference between August and April are the numbers and the words August 2014 over April 2014, so it'd be possible to start working on this right now. I've found that it might be, let's say you make a Cambrian postcard, to save it and then modify it each month because some of the language is the same. But we're going to go through that after the 5th of August, and I'm going to do one of each. So they're all here. So all of these are emails that are available to you that you can send out, right? There's a lot of them, right?
So Mike, I was thinking today, it was probably just partially delirium about, maybe doing weekly updates, but just to post to, Google Plus or Facebook or something like that, of the stats.
Right.
Like just an overview of the stats. Got any ideas for that?
Sure. There are a bunch of different ways you could do it. What I would say the best practice is for you to put the stats, to have a blog, right? And I've tried, is that the right word? Attempted. I've talked about blogging in the past, and everybody talks about blogging, but nobody but me seems to be doing it, right? That was my conclusion.
It continues to do it. I've done it, but it's a pain.
Right. So let's say a example of somebody who's doing it is Patrick Virgilio.
Oh, so it's just stuff from him.
Why not? Patrick Virgilio. I wonder how many Patrick Virgilios there are. And there's a lot of them. And the reason that what he's got, he's got an Active Rain blog, which costs money. Right? Now, the reason that you would do this. Active Rain is gets a lot of Google juice, right? And so if you look, he's got current inventory stats for the week of recent posts. And so what Patrick does is every week he puts this in. Now notice he spends some time on this. This is Cupertino. And this is Alum Rock, right? And so what he's doing is he's going through and running these statistics for every area. And I was with him when somebody asked him, how much business do you get from that? And he says, I don't know, only a couple, 2 to 3 a year. All right. That's all, not a lot. Just 2 to 3 a year.
That's not bad, though.
Yeah, well, if with an average gross commission of about 20 grand, right? $700,000 sale, 2 to 3 a year would be, I don't know. Would it improve your ability to talk to people about how's the real estate market if once a week you took a look at what was going on in the major areas in Santa Clara County? All right. And whether or not you use this blog, I would just start with a Blogger blog and paste them. And notice there are programs that do this, but even in Blogger, once it's there, it's very easy for you to put it on your Facebook page, your Google Plus page, your LinkedIn account, etc., which would send it out into Google Plus, right? So the best practice would be, now if you wanted to do this, you could do this in a micro or macro way. You could say, I'm going to have a blog about Silicon Valley, and I'm just going to put in Santa Clara County statistics because I don't want to. That would be a macro version. But people are more likely to want to know what's going on in Alum Rock than in Silicon Valley. I've shown people Google keyword tools that very few people search for Silicon Valley real estate. Right? They search for San Jose real estate and Boston Valley real estate and Campbell real estate, but they don't search for Silicon Valley real estate. We like to use that term because it's a very broad term and it includes everybody, but people generally aren't looking for that. So the micro view would be, I'm going to have a blog about Cambrian, and once a week I'm going to just put in Cambrian stuff, right? He's taken the view of putting in, I think, pretty much everywhere, right? If we click on another one of his recent posts, week 29, Berryessa. And another one of his recent posts, let's see which one that is, Gilroy, right? And so he does more real estate, less hype. He has his stats, and he publishes this every week, right? That would be a more. And by the way, this goes to his. If you're on Google Plus, you'll see the same thing. Yeah.
How do you go about driving people to your blog so that you get benefit out of it? So you know they're reading it.
Well, the question is, how do we get people to go to the blog, which is a whole other class. There are, generally speaking, 3 ways of getting people to go to a website. One is that the content of the website would be something that if somebody typed in a search in Google, that they would find. So if I haven't tried this, and if I'm logged into Google, Google will give me assistance, but if I were to say Gilroy real estate market, how about that? We'll see what we get. Trulia, Movoto, Intero, Redfin, Zillow, San Jose Team, which uses a subscription service. By the way, if you're thinking, I don't want to do this, this is too much for me, I've used the company that the San Jose real estate team uses myself. Now, notice what they've done. No, it's called the Real Estate Report by a guy named Campbell. And
they got some great graphs, I tell you.
Right, that's the Real Estate Report. And notice notice how they came up in the first page of the searches, and they have these things down here, and they have all this stuff. And if you please let's swap website links. So they've actually done something with this. If we go to, let's look at Almaden. Notice they've written something about Almaden, and these are links. These are links that they've put in. Right now, by the way, these links update, and you could do this too. Almaden Valley townhomes and condos from Almaden Valley, right? You could do that and hyperlink that to either the Market Leader or the WoofNet search results. This, the Almaden Single Valley Family Home Market Report, which, by the way, isn't what came up in the search engine optimization, right? Now, what came up, his name is Rick Campbell, and I don't know why it said no, I don't know why it's saying that, but let's just pick, I don't know why. So what I want to do is change area, and so I'm just going to say all neighborhoods so you can see what it looks like. So this is what the real estate report looks like. And there's graphs and charts. And if you scroll down, you're going to find someplace at the bottom, there's a place where they buy this, right? There's a company that does this.
Yeah, because I found them by looking for the specific data that they actually
Right.
pulled out of it, and so they came up. But when you somehow, if you look at the graph, it'll tell you what the source is.
Right. If you look at the graph, it's the real estate market report
Yeah.
by a guy named Rick Campbell. I used to buy. He has a printed version as well as an online version. I used to buy all this stuff, and so that way, and it breaks it down by all the different areas. But one of the reasons why this is coming up, let's look at where it says here condos and townhomes 600 to 700K. If we click on that, what we're going to see are actual listings. Now, I noticed that her system is powered by this company called WoofNet. Now, what she's probably done, I can't really tell from looking at this site. I'd have to look at the code. I know I'm not supposed to do this in front of people, but because people get all weirded out. But what they do, and this involves buying a plugin from WoofNet. And what the plugin does is it embeds the actual listings on your web page. So the real question, right, the question which I was seeking to answer is how would somebody go to your website or blog, and these people have made it to the first page of Google for Gilroy. And one of the reasons why is because they've embedded into their site all of the search results for all those different price ranges. And as they change, WoofNet's plugin will change the properties that are there. So when Google crawls across the site, they find all these active listings for Gilroy. Next time they crawl back, they see a bunch of new stuff, right? And they start saying, ooh, wow, this is what people are looking for, and they send you to it. So this, by the way, requires skill or money, right, to get on the first page of Google results, right? Skill or money, right? And by the way, you could pay somebody that WoofNet sells sites, they sell the plug-in, right? Most of the information that the San Jose real estate teams has, most of that information comes from the real estate market report or WoofNet, right? It's not, but they probably wrote a little thing about what is Almaden and what is Blossom Valley and that sort of stuff. So that's one way to get people to the blog. The other way to get people to your blog is to tell people that you have it. Put it on your business cards, put it on flyers, put it on marketing materials, put it on park benches, drop leaflets out of airplanes, and you say go to my webpage. And the third way is to pay money to drive people through pay-per-click advertising, which could be Google pay-per-click or Facebook pay-per-click or some pay-per-click. Those are the three ways to get people to your website. Have it found organically in a Google search result, tell people to go there, or pay for advertising to drive people to it. right? But what I'm suggesting is that it would be useful to you to look at the market statistics once a week, right? And post something, even if nobody's reading it, at least you would know. Right? Now, all of these things, by the way, all of these postcards, and even like this month in real estate, what you can do is, let's say you make a this month in real estate card for Almaden. Right? I'm going to just pick the April one because I can easily do something with it. And this one, by the way, is an email, not a postcard, so I may have made an error. We'll see. But what you can do is all of these things can be saved as a, what I'm going to do is just leave it the way it is, and I'm going to go to File and Save As, and call this April 2014 test. And I know that's not 2014, but forgive me. All right? And we're going to exit the editor. I have to admit I haven't done this in this particular system yet. We'll see what happens. There it is. And publish to web and share on your favorite social networks. Right?
That's a good idea. That's new, right?
Knows where to go.
Well, what you might have to do, let's see. I really don't want to put this on. I know she doesn't have an active RAIN account. So what generally the way this works is that you have to be logged in. I have an active RAIN account, but and so if you're logged in, and then there's this URL which you could copy, and I know no one else wants to look at the code. I'll do that at some other time. So that's what it looks like. So it's a link that you could put, but you could just send it to those different places. I noticed that LinkedIn is there, and my LinkedIn account goes to Twitter, but you could click on the buttons. I've had agents actually tell me it's too much work to click on 3 buttons, that it has to be done automatically. I don't know about that. So the other thing, if we just copied this, and by the way, I haven't tried this before, so I'm just saying don't. Just thought I would try this just for giggles. And I don't know if you're getting value out of what we're doing, but if not, too bad. All right, so I have to put this in. I just wanted to see something. So the question I had was, what I did is I copied that image, and I just want to see what happens if I paste it in, and that's what happens when I paste it in. It just pastes in.
Do a preview and see how it actually comes out, but sometimes it just looks like crap. Okay, that's good.
Not so much.
All right.
Yeah, good job.
So could you put this on? You could put this on an e-edge site. You could put it on a blog. You could put it in Google Plus. Right. Was that difficult? All I did is highlight it and copied it.
Yeah.
Right.
Because it used to be when you did that, it said Silverlight, right?
Well,
Sometimes when you would copy
right.
it-
But what I'm doing is I'm just stealing it off of the web page,
Yeah.
and I don't know why it's on.
But before, when you were in edit mode or preview, it wouldn't let you actually copy and paste it as an
Well,
image.
what it's doing is it's allowing me to. This is an image, and it's allowing me to save it as an image. So, just to show you what that looks like, that's a JPEG, and when I open it up, that's what it looks like. So, now that I have that, I could upload that in Facebook, Google Plus, LinkedIn. I could just upload it, post it as a picture,
You
say
can
something
write
about.
an
But you
email
can
instead of-
modify the data, right?
Yes, that's what I do. Yeah, that's what I do.
advanced stuff.
Right. Yes, you should do. Yes, before you make the picture, modify the data. Yeah. So that all the changes that they've made have been under this tab, right? They haven't changed the Edge website. They haven't changed a lot of other stuff. They've just changed this, and I wanted to just give you an idea of what's available. It hopefully will save you some time. I know you could have wandered through it yourself, but maybe this gives you a little bit of a shortcut.
Much better to have a guide in a new route
That's
than
what
around in
that's what my postman always used to say. All right, that's it. Thank you.
I have a quick question.